He did a much better job in the second half of not only taking away their threes, but limiting their attempts. We don't have great perimeter size. It's a weakness of ours, but we're hard to guard. So we have to be scrappier when guys catch the ball. In the first half, they were just staring at us and shooting in our face. It wasn't like we weren't there. We just didn't have enough resistance when they caught the ball. We are playing terrific offensive basketball. We are efficient. We are unselfish. We are executing in the half court very, very well. So another balanced performance. Great to be 9-0. Awesome crowd today. Very appreciative. And now we obviously got a big one on Monday. So we got to get some rest, relax, and then watch a lot of film and put together a great game plan for San Francisco.
So I know you do the one game at a time stuff.
I do.
But San Francisco is a team that shoots even a higher volume of their threes or of their shots are threes than what UTSA does. So I'm curious how much of what we saw tonight in the second half and how you defended the threes is something maybe we will see come Monday night.
Yeah, I haven't watched them, but I do know they shoot a lot of threes. There wasn't much more of an adjustment to just be quicker to the ball. So it'll be a good learning experience, obviously, if we see all the shots that they were hitting and then understand that we got to just be a little bit quicker to that, whether it's the right hand, jam in the right hand, scramble a little bit more. Because we knew they'd shoot a lot of threes. I mean, I remember being asked a question about UTSA, and I thought they'd shoot a lot. But what I loved about the second half was they only attempted 8, which means they were uncomfortable when they caught the ball. So that's the key. You got to take luck, whatever, out of the equation and just jam that right hand, jam that left hand, and trust the defense behind you. So I don't know what exactly they do, but similar with the three-point shooting, we got to be better there.
The efficiency you mentioned again with Jalen, how was his efficiency today?
Well, I thought he was phenomenal in the first 10 minutes. He's taking really good shots. He obviously was 4 for 5 from 3. 7 assists, 1 turnover is terrific. That's what I've tried to tell him. And the message to the team is this all the time, because we're living in a different world. It's everybody's on 1-year contracts, transfer portal, pros, overseas. Well, every time you step on the court, increase your value. And for Jalen, he's got to show that he can run a team to wherever it is. And he can always come back, and we'll make that speech at the end of the year. But you've got to show that you can play an efficient game. And then even defensively at the beginning, those first 10 minutes, he was just absolutely disruptive. So really a good 29 minutes for him. And 4 rebounds is great as well.
Coach, 9-0. It's a part of the territory. Don't want to put the cart before the horse. Rankings talk is going to begin, if not already. What's your philosophy, what's your feeling on rankings?
Well, rankings are great for your fans. There's an engagement level when you have a number in front of your team name that certainly is important to your fan base. And in recruiting, it helps to get that exposure. But at the end of the day, if the goal is to win championships and the goal is to go to an NCAA tournament, an ESPN or an AP ranking has nothing to do with it. So it's great for fans to be potentially ranked. I don't think we'll be ranked, but to be potentially ranked this soon into a rebuild is certainly a testament to all the hard work that the staff and the players have done, but it's not the end game. Much more for us, it's about KenPom, it's about net, it's about all those other kind of nerdy things that we look at. Those are just way more important. So we look a lot at advanced analytics, we look a lot at KenPom and all those things because it just shows the way that you're playing. So if you're ranked, it's great for your fans. It doesn't do a whole lot for me, quite frankly, but I understand why people would be fired up about it, and our players love it too. So, I just try to stay level-headed with all that stuff.
Coach, middle of the game, you guys get up by about 20 plus. They cut it to single digits, but it really didn't look like it was getting away from you guys. I mean, did you get the sense that things were still in control as they were cutting into that?
Yeah, I think they're a good team. Like I was talking to his coach, I know they like their team. They just kind of haven't gotten it going. I thought they'd be able to at some point. But, we were up, 21, and then they kind of cut it to 8 or 6 or whatever it was. But we got a pretty poised group, and our guys were able to weather the storm. I constantly tell them, stop looking at the score. The score should not impact the way that you play. That's really, really hard. If you can ever get to that, that's some Alabama football level stuff there. But I think our guys have been really, really good at staying under control.
Donovan Dent gets a technical. Didn't look like much from where I was, but did you ever expect Donovan to get a tech?
He complains about the refs a decent amount. So, I what he needs to understand is, I don't know what he said. It was a goaltend. So what? Like, all right, we're up 20 points, big deal. What he can't do is turn and run back and say something to the ref. Let me do that. So, learning experience for him. I don't think it was anything over the top that he did, but there's a rule on our team. We don't talk to the refs. If you talk to the refs, if you get a technical, we give you a minus, you run it off the next day. So you got a -5, and he'll learn from it.
Morris's final stat line, 24, 8 rebounds, but 9 fouls drawn. Like he's been doing that pretty consistently. It wasn't just a few games. Like he's doing that a lot, and he didn't do it at that rate at Wichita State. Is there something that you guys are doing differently that's kind of just pulling those fouls out?
I think it's more our guys are really mature about just get the ball inside, guys. It may be a little boring at times, but make them stop us first. Make them trap us. Make them do something else, and then we'll adjust as the game goes on. It's kind of like Wyoming was last year. And I think our guys have been very, very mature about getting the ball to him in the right spots. And man, when you got a big that's hitting 10 or 13 from the foul line and he's drawing fouls like that, it's hard to stop.
Coach Matt, when Mashbury comes out with the second foul, was the thought at the time to keep him out for the half, and then just your thoughts about how he responded in the second half?
I told him when he got in foul trouble, I said, "You're not done for the half," and he said, "I know." And I said, "How the hell do you know?" He goes, "I know you." And I'm not big on now if the game is. It just depends on the game, but I'm not an automatic, bench you if you have 2 fouls type of guy. Just depends on the player, depends on the trust defensively, and he's been pretty solid defensively. So, I think you just kind of read it as the game goes on. But I thought he's underrated, becoming a phenomenal defender.
Anything else for Coach?
Will we visit before Iona?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Thursday.
Yeah. Did you know my dad coaches Iona?
Whoa, what?
Yes.
No
Yes.
way.
Get that on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah. Good storyline. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll have Josiah in a minute.